You was born in London.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you came to the U.S.?
Like 6, turning 7.
So do you remember a whole lot about being in London?
I remember like small things, but not like a lot. Like little small, like going to my grandma's house.
Right.
Being with my mama. I remember like going to the stores like across the street. And then like on my mama's side of town, it's like this shit called a high street.
Okay.
And it's like a street just full of stores. I remember like walking over there. But I remember more like from when we went back and visited.
Okay.
Type, cause we went back once to go visit when I was a little older. So I remember that more than I remember like stuff while I was there, like when I was younger.
Did you have very many friends? Do you remember friends when you were growing up? You say you left at 6 or 7. So did you have very many friends?
I just had family like cousins, like a lot of cousins. Yeah, so I ain't really need no friends.
So your family, your mom moved you here. Of all the places in the U.S., why ATL, you think?
I don't know. I ain't never asked her.
You never asked her like, Mom, not New York, not Chicago, not L.A., not Detroit, Atlanta.
I ain't never asked her that. Oh, God.
Do you think about how different your life might have been had you gone to one of those places, or Chicago, or New York, or Detroit, or someplace other than the east side of Atlanta?
Damn. Nah, I ain't never thought about that either. Oh, God.
You were just happy to like, okay, so you get here, you get settled in, so obviously you're in a new, London is very, very, so is London, I'm assuming London is very different than Atlanta.
It is, but it ain't though.
Really?
To me, because it's like, it looked different,
okay,
but it's the same shit.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, when I came over here, like, I had family too.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you just around family.
Oh, so your mom, so you had relatives in Atlanta?
Like my mama friends, they moved with us. So
okay.
all the people that I grew up with, all moved.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were just like moving by yourself, like just you and your mom.
Nah.
You had a large contingent with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so did that make the transition a lot easier?
I ain't know about no transition. I'm just a child. I'm just with my mama. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. So how soon did you get acclimated, and how soon did you make friends once you got to Atlanta?
Like quick. Like it was this boy named Skinny.
Mm-hmm.
He had got killed though, like a couple years ago.
Wow.
But that was like the first person I met that like ended up being like my best friend.
Okay.
Like growing up, they used to stay like, we stayed in the upstairs apartment. He stayed directly under us.
Okay.
And his mama, like, we was bad as hell because it was 6 of us. Well, back then it was like 4 of us.
Okay.
So we used to be jumping up and down, running around. And he was the youngest, but his siblings was like way older than him.
Okay.
And like, so their house was quiet. They got plastic on their couch, all that. So like when we used to make noise, his mama would grab a broom and hit the roof like that. So we ended up getting cool, hunt. His mama and my mama ended up getting real cool.
Okay.
And I used to like stay at his house, he used to stay at my house. Like I still talk to his mama all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your family, your background, I think your mom was from the Dominicana, your father was from
Dominica.
Dominica.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not Dominican Republic.
Dominica.
Yeah.
And so how much of the traditions from when you came from London did you guys bring with you? So did you matriculate into East Atlanta rather seamlessly?
Like
because you say you got you got 6, like four boys and
no, it's 3 boys and 3 girls.
3 girls, 3 boys, okay, and your mom.
Yeah. And then my little sister, them daddy, he Jamaican.
Okay.
And what you mean, like food wise?
Yeah, as far as
yeah. My mama cooked.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
So how soon did you start eating some of, cause they got the oxtail, they got the smothered pork chops, smothered chicken. How soon when you started eating that opposed to what you were accustomed to eating?
I think like that came with like making friends more.
Okay.
Like when I used to go spend the night at my friend's house, like growing up, I wasn't allowed to eat pork.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like other stuff, like when I go to my friend's house, spend the night like when I was younger, I eat whatever they cook.
Right.
But I ain't started really like just picking what I want to eat until I was a little older. You feel what I'm saying?
So when you went back home, you like, Mom, my friends, they cook this. Their mom cooked this. You think you might be able to cook that? Did you tell your mom that?
Nah, hell no. I ain't telling my mama no shit like that. Hell no.
She wasn't trying to hear that, huh?
I know she wasn't trying to hear.
Right.
I ain't even finna try it.
Right. Did your mom share with you that you guys were leaving London, coming to the U.S., or did you guys just up and leave? Did you know you were leaving?
I don't really remember. Like,
Okay.
I just remember it's like so long ago.
Right.
So I be trying to really think about the story, but I'm sure my mama told me where we was going for sure.
Right.
Because I was 6.
Right.
But I just don't remember like that conversation. But I know it had to happen.
Right. So do you remember? You just remember getting on a plane, didn't have no idea where you was going. You just know you were leaving London.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause I think at first it wasn't a stay thing.
Oh, okay. She was just coming to visit?
Right.
Okay.
I think we was coming to visit. But I don't want to fuck the story up neither. Cause my mama know the story.
Right,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? I think it was like, let's see. We want to move here, but we finna go see. If we don't like it, we gonna go back.
Right.
Type shit.
Okay.
And then we just stayed.
Right. So clearly she liked it.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you like it? Or you was just going along with the flow? You really didn't have a choice in the matter because you're 5 or 6 years of age. So if you didn't like it, you was stuck anyway.
You gonna just adapt. I liked it though.
Okay.
I liked it. Like, it's hot. It ain't cold all the time.
Right.
Like London. I remember like playing outside, like doing the same shit that I used to do, like when I used to go like to my grandma's house on my daddy's side. Like we'll play in the neighborhood, go like, it was the same shit.
Right. So what was it like? I mean, because all of a sudden they got this new family comes in, and I'm pretty sure you probably had an accent.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're on the east side of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You got an accent. How receptive were the kids to you?
They used to I got in a fight on the first day of school. Oh God.
From the jump?
Yeah, they used to tease me.
Okay.
Like I went to Donnell Elementary. That was the first elementary school I went to.
Okay.
So I get on the bus or whatever, they start talking to me. So they making fun of me on the way to school.
Okay.
So we get on the bus to go home, they making fun of me on the way home.
Okay.
So we get out the bus, like one of the older dudes, like his little brother was the main one. So the older brother was said something like, basically like, shit, fight him. So we get out the bus, I beat him up. So all the girls, they run and tell my mama.
Okay.
At the door. So
Your sisters?
No,
kids in the neighborhood.
Kids in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So they run, they tell my mama, cause they started, I really was kicking a lot. They started calling me Taekwondo kid. On my mama. It's a true story on my mama.
Okay.
So they run and tell my mama. So I'm trying to drag my feet to get home now.
Right.
So I walked to the door. She grabbed me by my ear, pulled me in the house, cause the girls were still there.
Right.
Telling her the story when I got there. So I just remember her grabbing me by my ear and then like throwing me in the house, like type shit. And then that was it. I ain't get on punishment.
You ain't get no punishment?
Nah.
She didn't ask you what started it? So
not from my memory.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
She probably did though.
Right.
But from what I can remember, I just remember getting pulled. You know, you only remember the parts you remember. Like,
right.
I just remember the ear. Like.
So what do you think was the biggest? Obviously, you're very young, so you haven't experienced a whole lot. It's not like you're coming here, you're 13 or 14, so you haven't had a whole lot of. You're 5 or 6 years of age. I think you're 7 at this time. Yeah. So, is there a big culture shock? Do you notice anything different about being in London as opposed to being in East Atlanta?
The most shit that I used to like, what I remember changing was the size of everything. Okay. Like I remember like in London, like our bathrooms would be like this big right here. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Then I remember like we was in the hood on the east side too. Right. But it was just like a size different. Like like at my grandma's house in London, I could touch both sides of her house like this. Wow. You feel what I'm saying? But over here it's like more space. Right. I remember that. And I remember getting in a car to go everywhere. Right. In London, we used to take the bus and the train like everywhere. I remember like we always was in the car when we got here. So you had an accent. I'm assuming
So where did you fall in the ranking as far as your siblings?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming man. So if you're 7, that means, and you got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. That means, man, you got some babies. You got
Yeah,
some.
they was 3. Like, cause it's a 3-year age gap between me and my little sister.
Okay.
So if I was 7, she was probably like 3 turning 4.
Right.
And then my little brother was still a baby.
Right.
And then the other 3 was born in America.
Okay.
Feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So did you feel a sense of responsibility because you are the oldest? I mean, even though you're a child, you're the oldest male. And so do you feel some type of responsibility that you needed to, like, okay, I need to be the man of the house, even though I'm only 7 years old at the time?
I think so, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I was naturally like a protector type shit, yeah, for sure.
So what did your mom think about that? So the type of relationship that, because like you said, you're the oldest, your mom is in a new place, and granted, there are a community that came with you, but you the protector because you like, okay, I got to look after my mom, I got to look after my brother, my sister. Did your mom tell you anything about that, or you just instinctively took that on?
I think it was just like instinct for the most part. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just in my personality too, like just like take care of everything. I don't know why I'm like that, but I think just naturally like I developed that, cause like my whole life I've been like that. Like since I was old enough to like get out and do what I need to do.
Right.
I always like took care of my mama and my siblings and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? So when you were in London, do you remember much about your dad being around?
Yeah, I remember my daddy used to come get me like every weekend. Mm-hmm. I used to be over there, cause that's like where a majority of like my cousins was at.
Right.
On my mama's side, I only got like 3-4 cousins.
Okay.
But on my daddy's side, it's like 30 of them.
Right.
So that's like my oldest cousin, Taran, he in a wheelchair.
Okay.
I remember like following behind him a lot.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? So that's my daddy's side.
Right. So in other words, you really love spending time with your dad's side of the family because that's where all the cousins were. That's where you got an opportunity to run and play and just have a good time.
It was just deeper. But my mama's side too, cause like my cousins on my mama's side was bad as hell too.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? But it just wasn't a lot of us.
Right.
Like it was just me, Chiron, and Jerome.
Right.
We was the only boys on my mama's side. On my daddy's side, it was more. But
well, if it's
same
only
shit, it's just different side.
Well, see, if it's only 3 of y'all, the trouble is only going 3 places.
Yeah,
so it's you, or you. When your dad's side is about 30 of y'all, so you can blame a whole bunch of people.
Oh God.
So growing up in the east side, on that side of town, rappers Gucci Mane, Future, OJ the Juice Man, Rich Homie Quan, Childish Gambino. Did you know any of those guys when you were growing up? You had no idea about these.
I seen Gucci before.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen Gucci before for sure.
Right.
I seen him at Church's Chicken before, like when I was real young.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, Miss Winters. I seen him at Miss
Winters. Okay.
Yeah.
The east side, that's zone 6. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
East side of Atlanta. There's drugs. There's a lot of killings. So what did your mom try and shield you? Like, son, you can't be out this time of night. So what did she tell you about the area that you guys like we're gonna call home now?
I used to be outside. So I don't remember like her just like, the only time it'll be a problem is if I got in trouble in school.
Right.
But other than that, like I wasn't like one of them when the street light come on kids. Like my mama used to let me figure it out. Cause in London, it's the same shit. It's damn near worse.
Right.
Cause it's like concrete everywhere. You see what I'm saying? It's alleys, it's the inner city. So in London, I used to be outside from what I remember. Well, that was when we went back though.
Right.
Like from before then, I don't remember being outside that much. But so like, nah, she just used to let me like
let you figure it out.
Then I used to be with Skinny.
Okay.
Well, his real name Aaron.
Okay.
I used to be with him and he was older than me, so he was like my big brother.
Right.
And like, so as long as I was with him, she would give me a little more freedom to do shit.
Right.
Like as long as he watching over you, you good.
Did you always gravitate towards the older guys?
Yeah, I always hung with like people older than me for sure.
Because you felt you was more mature than young guys your age.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I was older. I had to be. I'm the oldest.
Right.
So you naturally like a little more mature than you have to be. Cause if you're not, you're gonna get in trouble.
Right. So how was the struggle when your mom moving here, obviously in a different country? Obviously times were difficult for you guys. Did you realize how difficult times were for your mom and your family?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I remember when we first moved, you be smoking cigars on here, don't you?
You go ahead and take off.
All right.
This your joint. Let's go ahead.
But I remember like when we first moved over here, like before we moved to the neighborhood where I went to elementary school from,
Okay.
we would move to another neighborhood on the east side. And I remember like my mama and her nigga, well, her man at that time,
Okay.
they used to sleep on the bottom bunk and
Okay.
all us used to sleep on the top bunk.
Okay.
We used to share we shared an apartment with one of their friends. So
Okay.
it was a 2-bedroom.
Okay.
We done got evicted before. I remember coming home and our stuff was outside in front of the house.
Right.
Like growing up, like I ain't never had my own bedroom till I was probably like 15 years old or something. Like we all shared a room. Like probably from like first grade till like 6th grade. They had a room, my mama and her man had a room, and me and all my siblings had one room.
Okay.
In a 2-bedroom apartment. Then like, I don't know what happened, they got a little motion, and then we moved in the same apartments, but we used to call it Cross the Bridge. It's like the other side of the neighborhood.
Right.
And we had got a 3-bedroom. So
Okay.
then
Okay.
the boys had their own room and the girls had their own room. And then I met my other big brother when I moved over there to Vars.
Right.
They stayed under us. They mama used to do the same thing.
Oh man.
Oh God, get the broom and bang the roof. Oh God.
Right.
Yeah, but for sure it was a struggle because like my mama couldn't get no job or
Right.
no driver's license. She couldn't get food stamps. She couldn't do none of that shit.
Right.
So you know it's a struggle.
Right. So she's basically working any job that she can get, maybe cleaning floors, maybe in the kitchen or doing things of that nature, trying to make ends meet to put food on the table and a roof over the head for the kids.
The one job I remember her having, I don't think she never like did like no cleaning floors type shit, but the one job I remember her having was like a daycare, and they used to pay them under the table.
Right.
I remember hearing them conversations though, like being nosy, cause I ain't even supposed to know that as a child, but I remember hearing them talk about it like.
Right.
And she used to work all of them used to work at the daycare. Her man, and then the other families that I told you who moved with us, they used to work there too. And they used to pay them under the table like cash and shit. That's the only job that I remember though.
When you came home from school one day and you saw your family belongings outside, how did that make you feel? Did the kids make fun of you? Did you realize what was going on when you saw all of your belongings on the outside?
Yeah, cause I didn't seen it happen before, and I remember like we used to steal people's shit, like cause I didn't seen other people evicted.
Right.
Seen they stuff outside, and like all the kids, the badass kids, will be in the neighborhood walking around, see some shit, start going through that shit.
Okay.
So I just remember instantly thinking like, nobody better not touch my shit. That's like the first thought. And I remember standing out there, but I remember like, I didn't really care about it that much cause they put our shit out, but we instantly moved to a bigger apartment.
Right.
So it kind of was like, it wasn't like our shit was just out there and we were trying to figure it out.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? Like I remember us moving to a bigger apartment like instantly.
Okay.
Type shit.
So what was a typical meal in the household?
Oh, we had food.
Y'all had good food? You
Not like steak and shit though.
ramen, hot dogs?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Like we had the regular, but not like, I don't remember no time like where it just wasn't nothing to eat in the house.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be some bread.
Right.
We used to make like condensed milk sandwiches, like them was like our struggle meal.
Right.
Like you get the bread and the condensed milk and then you put it in like the little toaster type shit and you put it together. That shit be good as fuck. Oh God.
You eat one of them now?
Hell yeah, I will. Yeah. Oh God. But like, hot dogs and noodles. My mama used to make noodles stir fry.
Right.
With ramen noodles.
Right.
Curry chicken, jerk chicken, all that type of shit.
Did you being the oldest, did you learn how to cook? Could you cook?
For sure.
Because I'm assuming like a lot of times your mom probably was working and you had to take care of your brothers and sisters, so it was left up to you to probably cook the ramen or warm the food up so they could eat when you got home from school.
Not cook though. Like the most my mama would make me do is like unthought of food, the meat.
Okay.
Like take the meat out. I used to get my ass whooped if I forget to take the meat out.
Right.
And cause she don't play about the lemon. Like don't just sit it in the water. Put lemon juice in the water when you sit it in the water. So sometimes I take the meat out and just sit it in the water without no lemon.
Right.
I get in trouble.
Okay.
But she ain't never just make me cook. But we used to make our own little food that we wanted.
Right.
Like, so if my little brother was hungry and they wanted like a pack of noodles, I'd make them some noodles or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked a lot about your mom. What's the relationship like with your dad?
Me and my daddy in like a weird place because he got his side of how he look at it. I got my side of how I look at it. Like I kind of understand, like, okay, if your child moved to another country, it's kind of hard type shit. But from a child point of view, all I can do is go off the emotion that I felt as a child. Like I can't tell you how I would feel about it as an adult.
Right.
Because the hurt come from when I was a child. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like me whooping you as a child and then expecting you to receive the pain as an adult. Like, hell no, I don't. I know how it felt when it happened.
Right.
I know I felt abandoned. That's how I felt.
Right.
I felt like I used to see like other kids in the neighborhood. Well, not in the neighborhood, but remember the family that I told you that moved with us? I had a friend, well, he liked my cousin, basically, Rakim. He was in the same predicament. Like, he was in another country with, his mama was with another man now, a stepdaddy. And his daddy used to come visit him all the time, buy him shit. So I used to be kind of jealous of what he had going on.
Right.
And so that's where a lot of the disappointment came from with my daddy. But my daddy was a good daddy to my siblings over there.
All right.
Like my little brother who died, my little brother got killed.
Right.
On my daddy's side.
Right.
They was best friends. You feel what I'm saying? I got twin little sisters and I got another little brother. They all love my daddy. You see what I'm saying? So I can't just say, bad daddy.
Right.
But with me, I feel like you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
The relationship that they have with him is not the relationship you have with him.
Facts. Right.
Because you said the family that moved with you, you saw his mom, even though she was in a foreign country and she ended up having another man, his dad still came over and would see him and buy him things. Yeah. And so, did you explain that to your father, saying, look, Rakim, dad, his mom is with someone else and he found it time to come over here and see him and buy him things and spend time with him? Did you convey that to him?
Not as a child.
Okay.
But like my little brother died in 2020.
Okay.
And like that was me and my daddy first time talking in like 15, 20 years type shit.
Savage. I mean, you didn't reach out
when like
at any point in time before that 15 years was up. Did you not reach out and try to have a conversation with your father?
Cause like when I turned 21, I got shot.
Okay.
And my mama came in the like while I was in the ICU. She brought the phone. Well, I don't know if I was in ICU. I don't know where I was at, but it was like fresh. It was right after I got to the hospital.
Okay.
And my best friend had just died, like in the incident. So like I just remember being like mad. I was more mad than sad. So she tried to hand me the phone. But I remember telling my daddy like, cause my mama and four of my siblings got the same daddy. I got my own daddy, and then my youngest sister got her own daddy.
Okay.
So my mama was moved out here when she came out here. The father of my four younger siblings, he came like a little later.
Okay.
And we all was together.
Okay.
So when they had broke up, how I took it was like, you ain't my daddy. I gotta figure my own life out. Like I can't be up under your roof no more because my mama left.
Right.
So I left. So I remember communicating like to my daddy, like
your biological father.
Yeah, like Like, I'm in the street at this time, but I'm telling him, like, I figure it out. Like, I don't expect you to just be able to just put me up in an apartment and just pay my rent every month. Like, but I'm like, can you contribute like $100 or $200? And I'm gonna figure the rest out. I'm probably like 16, 17 at this time. This like years before I got shot.
Okay.
I remember communicating to him like, can you help a little bit? Like, my mama ain't got you on child support. You don't really send no money like that. And it ain't no disrespect, like, cause he went in, like, he be taking shit like me telling my story is like trying to down him. But this is my truth. This is what I remember. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, from what I remember, he wasn't really sending no money to my mama.
Okay.
And my mama wasn't just pressing him for no money because she had a man.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? So I remember communicating that, and I remember like it not coming through. So now I gotta go extra harder in the lane that I'm in.
Right.
As a 16, 17-year-old. You feel what I'm saying? Because I gotta fend for myself down there. I gotta feed myself. Like, I'm staying with friend to friend to friend. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I remember feeling let down by that. On top of all the other times that I was let down when I was young and I wanted shoes or a phone or this or that, a new video game. You feel what I'm saying? So at a certain point, I remember like I got old enough to where it was like, I don't even care to talk. So that's how that buildup came of me not talking to him about them years. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So in 2020, your brother loses his life, right?
Yeah.
At that point in time, did you think about putting everything else aside and try to reestablish a relationship with the father?
I did. And we got on the phone and he started doing some things that rubbed me the wrong way.
Like
just asking me for shit, like too early. And like,
so at this point in time, you had already become what you've become.
yeah. In 2020, I'm 21 Savage.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. But I kind of like fell back, and then like, you know, like when I do interviews, these questions come up and I'm truthful. So
Right.
I think that might have rubbed him the wrong way. You feel what I'm saying? Type shit.
Oh, okay. So you went back, your parents you come over here and you go back. So how long were you over here before you went back for a month, 2 months, 3 months?
We came out here, I was 6. I was 6, turning 7. We went back the summer of 6th grade going into 7th grade. So however old you is.
Okay. So probably 11, 12.
Yeah, so probably like what, 5 years? We was over here 5
Right.
years. Cause I know whatever it was right before the visa expired. We went back and then renewed it.
Okay.
Type shit.
You go over there with it. Did you remember anything about London? Because you had spent just as much time in America as you had London. Because remember, you were 5 or 6 when you left.
Yeah.
You stayed 5, 6, 7 years here, and you go back. Did it seem like home, or did it seem unfamiliar to you?
It seemed like home. Like even when I just went back for the first time in what? I don't know how many years that is. The last time I went was when I was 12, and I just went last year when I was 30. That's what, 18 years.
Yes.
I still remember how to get to my grandma's house.
Okay.
Like, cause like it's a parking lot and you gotta walk through to get to her house. Like I still remember how to walk to her house. I still remember how to walk to the stove.
Right.
So it's like I don't remember everything, but I remember like
Right.
key, like major parts type shit.
Once you get over there, did you yearn to come back? Like, yeah, I like London, but the U.S. is my home now.
When I was young, when we went back to visit,
Yeah.
I think I was ready to go home. Not like just in a rush, but it was like, all right, now I miss my other friends.
Right.
Like I missed y'all. We done kicked it. Now I miss home.
Ready to go back.
Yeah.
So school, how were you in school? What type of student were you in school?
I was an excellent student up until a certain grade.
Okay.
Like I feel like we was just talking about this last night. We was playing the game and they was like spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And it was crazy because I won the spelling bee in 5th grade, spelling that same word.
Wow.
And I won the math competition that same year. Like,
Okay.
So I used to get all A's, but like up until a certain point, I feel like when I found out, like really just realized like, no matter how good I do in school, I can't go to college because I'm an immigrant. I can't get a job. I can't get no driver's license. I feel like once that started to kick in, I kind of just gave up, like, and just stopped caring. I used to go to school, fall asleep in class, like just do all types of shit.
Right. So once you realize, like, man, as smart as I am, math, won the math competition, won the spelling bee, I can only advance so far in school. Now, I might need to try a different path.
Yeah.
So you go on this. So at school, so how were the other kids towards you? Because you're smart. Normally kids, they pick on kids that are smart.
But I was the cool kid.
Oh, you were the cool, smart kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I used to do bad stuff too. I just had good grades. But I still used to skip, fight.
Right.
Like do all the little mischievous things kids do in school, but I was just smart. I'm still smart. Like,
did you get bullied in school?
Nah, I ain't really get bullied. I had issues with people.
Right.
Not just like, you ain't finna just put my head in the toilet or take my lunch money. No.
All right. So that's what it was. I mean, the older kids trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And you
But
like
nobody never tried to do that to
Right.
me. I'm just saying, like, I'm not one of them kids. I was never one of them kids.
Right. You ain't letting nothing slide.
Nah, my mama ain't even finna go for that.
Right.
Like, I remember like getting tried in the neighborhood.
Right.
My mama them coming outside to fight with us.
What?
Where your mama at? Facts.
Mom put it down like that?
I remember one time, like, it was this lady, and my little sister used to be real cool with this lady daughter.
Right.
But I was just known as the bad kid in the neighborhood.
Right.
So somebody spray painted "fuck you" all over her car. She had a Lexus, the little bubble Lexus.
Right.
But it was like it wasn't like the suit. It was just like a regular little Lexus.
Okay.
So she comes straight to my door. My mama ain't home though. Banging on the door. Where your bad ass at? Ooh, I know you did this shit. Ooh. So she come to the door. So my auntie was down the street. I guess my little sister ran and told my auntie. So my auntie come down. My auntie come down. By this time, they didn't call my mama. I remember my mama just smashing through the neighborhood in her minivan. I remember I had some scissors. I had them broke the scissors, so it was just one side of the scissor like this. So my mama pull up swerving. She parked right in front of the lady building. So the lady out there, the lady standing like on the car, like with her back on the car. My mama jump out the truck. Bitch, woo! She done mushed the lady.
What?
So, oh God. But the lady didn't want to fight. So my mama didn't really just mash the gas on the type shit. Oh God. And me and my little brothers, you know, we deep. It's all of us. Then we got friends.
Right.
Like, and our friends damn near like our family. Like, we like, it's the hood. Like,
Right.
we damn near like, this our side.
Right.
Like, so they all out there like ready. Like, they was gonna beat her up. But she bit her tongue. And on my mama, I really didn't do the shit.
Right.
It really wasn't me who spray painted her car.
Right.
That's how you know reputation is.
Your reputation preceded you.
Oh, God.
Because you used to get into stuff and they just automatically assume if some ish went down, Savage did it.
Oh God. That shit was crazy. And I was innocent as a motherfucker.
So you go to school, you end up getting kicked out of school because you brought a firearm to school.
Yeah.
What made you feel like you needed to bring that firearm?
I think I was just bad. Like it was like some issues where a group of people from like another neighborhood that we didn't really get along with was saying like they was supposed to be trying to fight us and they was deep. It wasn't number like 5, 6 of us. Because all my friends are older, so they in high school.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
Like the people that I hang with, that's like, I feel like is like me, it's only a few. It was like 3 of us. And then like, I was just being bad, really. I didn't really need to bring no gun.
Right. Where you get the strap from?
Like this dude in my neighborhood had did something and he hid it somewhere and I knew where he hid it at. So I slick stole it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how did they find out that you had the piece on you in school?
Cause when I got to school, it was an ISS day. So I started thinking like, damn, I don't want to just had this motherfucker on me.
In school suspension.
Yeah. I ain't want to just have it on me all day. Like.
Right.
So I'm like, let me hide it. And it was this little bitch ass little, like I don't even really fuck with him. He just happened to be there while I'm hiding the shit.
Oh
I
man.
ain't even thinking about this shit at the time. I didn't put this shit up under some leaves and some bushes and shit. So I guess they see us on the camera, but on the camera, they can't really tell who doing what. They
Right.
just see me and him right there
Right.
doing something. I don't know how it happened though, but they found it. They end up finding it. So they come get me out of ISS it was the school officer. His name was Valentino or Valencio or some shit. But he was a police officer, but school police.
Okay.
They come get me out of ISS. They walk me into the assistant principal office. But they know me, like cause you know, like, and kids, this ain't for me, I'm not bragging about this, but when you bad as hell in school,
Right.
you have a assigned counselor type shit. And normally your counselor is one of the assistant principals
Right.
type shit. So I didn't have been counseled by all of them type shit. So they come get me out of ISS, they bring me in the office. The nigga who was there while I was hiding and shit, he right there in the office. I'm like, oh shit.
He done dimed you out.
I know what this about. So they bring me in the office. They're like, yeah, what was in the book? I'm like, I don't know. What y'all talking about? I don't know nothing. I don't know. I wasn't doing shit. So I just sit there. Then every time I used to get in trouble, I just get an attitude and get mad. And so I don't got to answer the shit.
Okay.
I just be like, man, bruh. Just stop talking. So I stopped talking. So they like, all right, come on. They bring me back to ISS. So I'm like, oh, I'm straight. So I'm sitting at ISS. They start calling like, you know, they be like buses, walkers, riders, woo, woo. So everybody start going. So I get up off the rip. Like I ride the bus.
Right.
But they let, I think, either walkers or riders out first.
Right.
I get up as soon as the first one get up. So I'm walking out ISS. I'm walking down, you know, ISS in the trailers. So I'm walking down the hill. I see the school police. He walking towards me. He come get me. He cuffed me. I'm like, ah, shit. But all I was worried about was my mama. It's like when you young and you get in trouble, you don't give a damn about nothing else but what your mama
I was gonna say.
Oh God, they cuffed me up, took me to, they tried to do some fake scared straight shit. They took me to the big jail, the Cobb County.
Right.
But like, they used to like, I don't know how they do it now, but back in the day, they used to book you in the big jail. Not like put you in the big jail, but that like the juvenile facility was right there, but they'll take your pictures and shit at the big jail.
Right.
So when they bring us in, I guess they told one of the inmates like start banging on the window or some shit to scare us. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
That didn't work.
No.
Now,
It's a big ass door. What,
Right.
what you gonna bust through the door and do something to me? Banging on the door.
so now they ban you. You cannot go to school in DeKalb County, correct?
No, that I got on probation for that.
You got on probation for that one, okay?
Right. The next year, no, this 8th grade. I'm doing good. I'm still on probation, playing football
Right.
or whatever. So I'm at the back of the bus with all the cool kids.
Okay.
We on the way to school. These niggas, it was this song when we was young called Teabag That Hoe. Man, these niggas in the back, they start beating on the window. Teabag that hoe. Teabag that hoe. Banging on the window. So people start throwing shit because we had a substitute bus driver.
Oh man, just
They start throwing paper at the bus driver. I'm just back there. I ain't really doing shit
Right.
because I'm on probation, so
Right.
I'm chilling, but I'm laughing and shit.
Right.
I think I was singing the song a little bit.
right.
Man, they come get us. They treat us like we goddamn did some serious shit. They come get everybody who was in the back of the bus. They put us in the library. They had it was some girls who was like telling about what happened. They got down. I think some of the boys was like grabbing the girls type shit.
Right.
Like bringing the girls back there and shit. Girls was sitting on people's laps and just bad shit.
Right.
So they had some girls who started telling.
Right.
Like they got in trouble. Like if you don't tell who was doing it, we're gonna tell your parents that you've been being fast back there.
Right.
So goddamn, I just remember we had like they used to call that shit like a hearing
Yeah.
in the library. They bringing all of us to the window. They got girls lined up. We got to put our face at the window like the hell. They like, Yep. They said him. They put my face. I ain't even did shit. They like, yup, him. So when that happened, by me being on probation already, that's when they kicked me out of the school.
Right.
Type shit for that incident.
So they lied on you.
Hell yeah, they lied on me, man.
You show you had no
I should
involvement.
have never been back there. Once they started doing all that extra
You
shit,
should have went to the front.
got up and went to the front.
Right.
So they didn't really lie. I was back there.
Right.
I just wasn't doing all the shit that they was doing.
Right.
Like, I was in the mix type shit.
Did you have to go to juvenile detention for that?
That was just like some school shit. Cause they like, nigga, you on probation.
Right.
You still don't know how to act.
So
Shit.
they inform your mom. That's when they kick you out of DeKalb County,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So they tell your mom.
Yeah.
What'd your mom say?
I think that's the first time I really just got grounded. Like, well, you can't even leave the house, but I still was leaving the house. And, my mama know that shit though. She know that shit. Cause yeah, I got grounded. Cause matter of fact, on God. So boom, my mama, she ain't with me. By then I'm too grown. Like,
Right.
ain't no whooping. So I get home and shit. She like, you ain't leaving, you can't go nowhere. Sit inside the house, watch your little brothers and sisters type shit. It's cause at this time, my little brother Ruru, he was probably like 2 or some shit. So I used to have to babysit. But my little sister, old enough to watch him too.
Right.
So it was this little boy in the neighborhood, I ain't gonna say it, I don't even remember his name anyway, but he was like younger than me. So I'm outside, we at the park like right behind our building. So I'm at the park and shit. He walk up like, bro, I got some keys. I found some keys to this lady car that live in the next building. So I grab the keys, I take the keys. I'm like, what car it is? He showed me the car. I'm like, all right. So I don't supposed to be outside.
No.
So goddamn, I go get the car. I crank it up. I'm like, oh shit.
Have you ever driven a car before?
Yeah, my mama shit.
The minivan.
Yeah, on God. So I'm like, oh shit, it's the real key. So I jump out. I walk out. I walk back to the park. So you know how when you young, you doing something bad, you always need somebody with you to do it too. Like you ain't gonna just do it by yourself.
Right.
So I forgot who it was. It was somebody. Oh, it was my partner. I forget his name. Terry. He used to live across the bridge though. He was spoiled though. He was the only child. They lived in the townhouse.
Okay.
So I used to kind of like be jealous of him, but I used to fuck with him too. He used to have all the games, unlimited snacks, all that shit. Oh God. So I went and got Terry. I got a car, I got a hot box. That's what we call like a stolen car.
Right.
I got a box. So I go get him. We go get in the car. So we driving around the neighborhood, spinning, like swerving, like doing not burning out, but just like drifting.
Right.
So I go park the car, we jump out, we go back to the park again, we chilling. Probably like 30 minutes go past, I'm like, shit, let's go ride. So goddamn, now I feel like I done mastered the car. So now I'm trying to do extra shit. So I get in the car, I reverse it, but the car is parked directly in front of the people, like building, they apartment building.
Right.
So when we pulling off, we like trying to ease off and then hurry up and smash off. So I put the car in reverse and I back out the parking spot. So, but he working the gear.
Right.
I'm just holding.
You just driving, okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking this nigga put the car in drive. This nigga
still in reverse.
got in reverse. I done smashed on the gas.
Boom.
Boom. Hit a tree. Man, I'm like, oh shit. I hurry up and park the car. Get out the car. We take off running in the back because I ain't want to run this way because my building right here.
Right.
So we run behind their building and I run through the back way of my building and go change my clothes type shit. So I come back out, the DeKalb County police out there. So I walk up. So they're like, who seen where they went? Who seen where they went? Woo, woo. I'm like, I seen them. They had on white. They ran that way. My bitch ass little cousin and told his mama it was me.
Oh man.
So the police don't know, but my mama know.
Right.
So now goddamn, he done told, but I think I can't remember. I gotta call my mama and ask her like, did she whoop me about that? Cause I think she punched me about that, like, ooh, or something. I remember I got in big trouble for that. And I just remember that being like a couple days after the school bus incident. Cause that was like fresh. Like I really wasn't supposed to be outside.
Right. You supposed to be inside.
Yeah.
You not only are you outside, you doing some
Oh
hood.
no, that's how I got to go outside. On God, I told my mama I was taking my little brother to the park.
Okay.
So my little brother was at the park with my little sister.
Right.
That's how I got outside.
Okay.
On God.
So you was supposed to be outside. You just wasn't supposed to be no hood shit.
Oh God.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. That. And your brother Ratty dived you out.
My little cousin.
Little cousin did.
Yeah. He told his mama that it was me. And his mama told my mama. Type shit.
But did the police ever find out it was you?
No.
Well, you straight there. Statute of limitations up.
Oh God.
Sports. Did you play sports?
I played football, but I was too small. But I tried.
You tried.
But really I had to for probation.
Okay.
Like they was like, you gotta be in as many extracurricular activities as possible to keep you from doing shit. Just being at home doing nothing.
Right.
So I had to. But then, like I only played one season because at the end of the season, my mama them didn't have enough money to pay the dues.
Right.
So I only played one season. I probably got on the field 3 times.
What position did you play?
Wide receiver and cornerback.
Okay. Had you stuck with it, you think you'd have been pretty good?
Yeah, because I ended up getting taller, like
Okay.
as I got older.
Right.
So probably, yeah, for sure. But I stopped going to school in 9th grade.
Well, you might have been an NFL player.
Facts. But I don't think the average, how much money do the average NFL player make? Do they make more than a rapper?
No.
Yeah.
It all depends. I mean,
I think I went the right route.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, unless you play quarterback. Now, quarterback, they make some bread.
Yeah.
They make 40, 50 mil a year.
Yeah.
But you doing better than that too, so you did the right thing.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, you ain't you don't got to take no hits.
Yeah, nah.
Right.
Boy, y'all be bruised up.
Yeah.
Ain't no nigga finna be pushing me to the ground and all that.
So the 9th grade, that's the farthest you went in school, right?
Yeah.
You dropped out.
So I got kicked out 8th grade
You got kicked out of 8th grade.
for the 2nd semester of 8th grade.
What'd you do to get kicked out?
The bus shit.
Oh, so yeah, but I thought you could go, if you went to another county outside of DeKalb, you were straight.
That's what we thought. So we moved up the street to Gwinnett County, and I had to go to alternative school
Right.
in Gwinnett County.
Right.
And they make you wear like, that shit was just different, bro. Like, cause when I went to alternative school in DeKalb County, you know, it's black kids, it's still like regular.
Right.
I got out there, it was just nothing but Mexicans. But it was some black people too, but this when I first learned about gangs and shit.
Okay.
Type shit. So I went there for a semester. Then I went to South Gwinnett High School for probably like a semester.
Okay.
Then they was trying to kick me out because I was smelling like weed in school, falling asleep in class. But this is about around the time when I'm telling you, like, I ain't really feel like shit was gonna get me nowhere because I'm an immigrant.
Right.
So I just stopped caring.
Right.
So my mama just withdrew me type shit. And she started like trying to homeschool me and shit. And then that shit, I don't know. It just eventually I don't know what the hell happened. But it just stopped.
You just kind of realized, like, man, school ain't for me.
Yeah, oh God.
Right.
Yeah.
And so once you realize like school ain't for me, what are you gonna do? You gotta do something.
Shit, hustle. Shit, that's all I could do for real.
Did you ever get your GED?
No, I'm finna get it though.
So when your mom takes you out of school.
Do I got my G? No, I don't think I do. No.
Your mom takes you out of school. She's gonna try to homeschool you. You like, F it, this ain't for me. What do you tell your mom? Mom, school ain't for me. Hey, I'm not going. This homeschooling ain't working. I'm gonna get on this grind. Or did you just like, I just got to do what I got to do?
Honestly, my mama always just knew, like, cause I used to be getting in trouble for like having cars lined up outside the house and shit. So like,
Cars lined up outside the house.
yeah, type shit.
You a general manager of the car dealership or something? That's the only way that's supposed to happen.
Like people outside waiting in the car and shit.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like she had an idea, but I think I was just too grown. Even though I was young, I was just like grown. Like I can't explain it. It was like
you was
can't
much
tell me
older
nothing.
than your age.
Yeah, like you can't tell me nothing because I already be gone for goddamn 2-3 weeks at a time type shit. So it's like, if you tell me something, I'm gonna just get the hell on.
Right.
And go do it somewhere else.
So when did the affiliation with the gangs, when did that come about?
Like, I don't know. I feel like when you from the hood, they just automatically like affiliate you with a gang.
Right.
Just growing up in the area.
Did you feel
I
you need?
I ain't never been initiated into no gang,
Right.
you know, shit. Yeah.
So that's you're not a part of a gang. It just, people just assume,
Yeah.
because you was doing devious, stuff,
Right.
stealing the cars and whatever else was going on. They just automatically assume you were a part of a gang.
Right. Just from being from a certain side of town and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, did they say anything? Did your mom them say anything to you like, bro, what you gonna do with your life?
I think my mama used to like beg my daddy to like step up type shit. More than like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I feel like she probably felt like shit, what else can he do for real?
Right.
Type shit. And it wasn't like I was just stupid. Like, I kind of knew what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Type shit. So I think she more used to like say that shit to my daddy, like, come like get him or come be with him or. But then again, it's like, she probably was saying that, but I wouldn't have went for that though.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
even if he had come to the States and tried to take you back, were you gonna go?
Younger, yeah, I probably would have, like 16, 17.
Right.
But by the time I was 20.
Well, you grown ass man now. I mean, he can't get you to go nowhere.
Right. I had my son though.
Right.
So that wasn't the option no more.
Right.
Type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had my son the same year I got shot. So that was 2013. I
Right.
was 20.
So you was 20.
Yeah.
Take us back to that day. Do you remember anything about that day?
About
The day you got shot and your friend got killed. Do you remember anything about that day? Was it a normal day? Did you wake up like, this is a Tuesday, this is a Wednesday, I'm gonna start my day, I'm just gonna carry on? What was it about that day? Did anything feel different?
Yeah, it ain't really feel different, but when I look, you know how you in the moment it don't feel different.
Right.
But you look back on it and it's like, damn, cause that day was my birthday.
Okay.
So like
You was turning 21, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my birthday, his mama birthday, and his nephew birthday.
Okay.
So y'all got the same birthday. So I was trying to like book a hotel room so we could have like a kickback and shit.
Okay.
Like for that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me because I had like a couple cars and shit. Like, but they were not stolen cars, like cars I paid for.
Okay.
And in one of my cars, I had speakers in the trunk. Like, you know how people put speakers in the trunk. And one of his speakers went out in one of his cars. So he needed one of mine, and he was like, shit, I'm gonna just give you one of mine whenever I go buy a new one. I don't feel like going up there now. So, and he was like, I want to see Kamari too, my son.
Right.
So I wasn't at the house. I was with my other partner. He ended up getting killed too. His name, One. I was with him. He was like riding with me and shit. We was trying to he was gonna get the hotel room in his name because I ain't got no ID, I ain't got no license.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed somebody to get the room in their name. So I was riding with him and shit. And Johnny is my friend who was with me that got killed.
Okay. He
He had went to my mama house because me and my mama last baby daddy, like my little sister daddy, we had all went in like we was paying rent on the house.
Okay.
They was paying more than me, but I was probably paying like $500. They was probably paying like $600
Okay.
or some shit. And so we was all staying together. So he had cause remember I told you like my mama and her other baby daddy broke up
Right.
and shit. And she ain't had nowhere to go type shit.
Right.
So we finally back together in the house. So Johnny had went to my mama house and he had went to see my mama, went to see my son, and he had got to speak out the car and shit.
Okay.
But I remember like that whole day. Now that you say it, like I remember that whole day I kept telling myself like, I gotta pull up on Johnny, I gotta pull up on Johnny type shit. Cause he wanted something that I had and I wanted something that he had.
Right.
So after he seen my son and shit, and that was his first time just going to see my son on his own. Like he ain't never did that before.
Right.
Type shit. So after he went to go see my little boy and shit, I had pulled up at his house, and he was like, ride with me somewhere right quick. I gotta handle some shit. He was like, I don't feel like going in my car though. Let's just ride in your car.
Okay.
Cause I was in one of my little plucks, like a hoopty
Right.
type shit, like a low key car.
Mm-hmm.
So goddamn, the shit so crazy because like when we was in the car on the way to wherever he was trying to go to, his grandma called, and his grandma was on the exact same street, but where we was going was to the left, and where his grandma was at was to the right, but on the same street.
Okay.
And she called like right before we turned on the street. Like we was at the light waiting to go left type shit. So when I used to think back on it, I used to be like, damn, like, you know how they be like in life, you got a choice, like which way you can go type shit. And I used to be like, damn, if he would have went right, he would have still been alive type shit. So we ended up making a left or whatever. We ended up pulling up or whatever, and like a nigga just jumped in the back seat and just was like, get up type shit. Then a whole bunch of just shit started happening. Boom, 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 boom.
Do you think it was a setup? Because I mean, you say this is a bucket. This is the car that, you know, low key, don't nobody really know. Did people know you had this car?
Not people who knew me, because I was always like a super low key.
Right.
Like I had a flashy car too.
Right.
But nah, didn't nobody know about this car for real. I be thinking back on like a lot of shit. Cause even like after that shit, I used to be like, damn, I done did like a lot of shit to a lot of people type shit. So I used to be like, this shit could have came from anywhere type shit. So that day used to cross my mind. But I don't really know.
Did you feel you let your guard down to allow somebody to get the jump on you like that?
Not really. Cause I was on point. I think that's how I made it type shit. Like I was already looking back type shit.
Did you know the guy?
I ain't know.
So he says, give it up. Whatever you had on you, like, okay, bro, hey, whatever I got here, take. You didn't have it. You said, I ain't got none, bro.
I had some.
But you told him you didn't have anything.
No, I had something else for him.
Oh, you had, yeah.
Not what he wanted.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah. Type shit. But he had something for me too.
Right.
Shit.
So he got the jump on you.
Kinda. Not really though, cause they was really scared for real.
It was one or two?
It was two of them.
It was two of them, okay.
One of them jumped in the back seat.
Okay.
One of them was standing up outside the car.
Okay.
Type shit. So the one who was standing outside the car, he shot me off the rip right here.
Okay.
Cause I'm turned like this. So he like, fuck nigga, boom. Type shit.
Okay.
Then he take off running. So now it's just me and Buddy in the back seat.
Okay.
But my brother, he like I remember screaming to him type shit, cause me and Buddy started going back and forth. Like his arm was like over the seat and my arm was like over the seat.
Okay.
So I remember like, but I was shot. So I remember saying like Johnny, shoot him. Type shit. And me and Buddy was just going back and forth. And then Buddy in the back seat started screaming like, ah.
So you hit him?
Yeah. But I was hit up too.
Right.
So when I remember like the gun jammed type shit. So I had cocked it back again. And when I put my arm over the seat, he put his gun on my arm and shot me. So my gun fell out my hand. And I remember us fighting over my gun. Then it went off one more time. Boom. And I got shot right here in my hand from holding the gun type shit. Then he got up and he tried to run and he collapsed type shit. And then I remember that's when I had an iPhone then. This was probably like the iPhone 3 or some shit. Ugly ass iPhone. So goddamn, I remember like trying to unlock the phone to call 911 and like my blood kept drying up the screen type shit. So I remember I got out the car. But first, that's how I knew Johnny was dead type shit. Cause like after Buddy got out the car and ran, I remember I told Johnny, like, pull off, bro, pull off, pull off. And then the car wasn't moving, but his foot was on the gas,
Right.
but it was in park.
Right.
So the engine was just like,
revved up.
Then it was like some movie shit. The windshield wipers was like, shh, shh, but it wasn't raining.
Right.
And then, you know, the door, like when you got the door open, ding, 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 like the alarm to tell you close the door.
Right.
Type shit. So I jumped out the car, I went and knocked on somebody's door. They ain't come to the door. So I went back to the car and goddamn, I unlocked my phone. I finally, like, I didn't even unlock it. Back then it was like slide for emergency call.
Right.
So I ended up sliding it. Call 911, like, yeah, I'm shot, woo, woo, woo. They get the asking all tight, just dicked out ass questions like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
I'm shot.
What street? Man, what the fuck you mean, what street? Who? I don't know the street. I'm just shot.
Right.
Type shit. So they like, I remember telling them like, my brother dead type shit. And then I remember laying there and I guess the nigga who was driving them niggas, he came looking for the nigga who was in the back seat. I guess he couldn't find the nigga. So goddamn, he rolled back past and I remember being on the phone because I thought they was finna ride back past to handle the business.
Right.
So I scooped back type shit. I was on the phone to like they riding back past, ooh, type shit. Then I remember the police pulled up. I don't even think I told her. I think I just put the phone like down type shit and just did like that. Then the police pull up. So I get out the car because I'm a victim. I'm like, man, this nigga talking about put your hands up. He put your hands up. Let me see your hands. I'm like, bro, I can only put this arm up. Cause remember I told you he shot me in this arm. So I put the arm up. I'm like, I'm shot in this arm. I'm shot in this arm. He like, sit on the curb and put both of your hands behind your back. I'm like, man, I'm shot in this arm. I can't put it behind my back. He like, put it behind your back. So I think I just like mean this shit like that type shit. Then I sat right there for a minute. Then the ambulance pulled up. And when the ambulance got there, I remember the lady, it was a white lady. I wanted to see her like, so I wonder like how she doing type shit. But she was in the back of the ambulance. So they put me on the stretcher and shit. They cut my clothes open, put me on the stretcher. So she put me in the back and she was like, let's hurry up and get him to the hospital before the sergeant get here and he bleed to death type shit. Cause I guess like when you in critical condition or some shit, like, well, I don't even think I was in critical condition. I think I was just bleeding a lot.
Right.
I guess like they objective is for the detective to hurry up and ask you questions just in case.
Right.
Type shit. So she was like, hurry up. So they put me in the ambulance and we just went to the hospital.
How many times did you get hit?
6. And then.
No vital organs though.
No vital organs.
So what do you think happened to you? He got friendly fire?
My brother?
Yeah, the one that was in the car with you.
No, I think the dude in the back seat shot him in the head.
Oh, okay.
Like when it first happened.
Right.
Cause he had his gun on him too.
Right.
But he never shot.
Right. So that's why when you're saying Johnny shoot him, he couldn't because he had already got hit.
Yeah. I think he got hit like off the rip.
Rip.
Type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened to the guy that was in the back that ended up collapsing? Did he live?
Yeah, he lived.
Okay.
He was paralyzed.
Right.
I don't know about now. Well,
Right.
that's what I heard. You know how you hear shit in the
right.
street, but
Right.
you don't know. Like,
Right.
Yeah. He lived though, from what I remember.
Right.
What I know, yeah.
The guy, did they ever find the guy that shot you that was outside the car?
Yeah, they I don't know about it. I know they found 2 people, but I didn't know what they looked like.
Right.
So I couldn't tell like the police shit really. It was dark type.
Right.
Shit. So I think they got charged and then it got thrown out type shit.
You think about that? Do you think about that day? What could have been? What could you have done differently?
Yeah, hell yeah. But I ain't even want to really ride with him that day because I was really just trying to chill. It was my birthday.
Right.
We had some shit, like some drinking shit, some liquor and shit. We was finna get drunk. So I was really just going over there to kick it with him,
Right.
type shit. So yeah, I be thinking about that. But the main thing I think about is like I heard his grandma on the phone telling him like, I'm ready. Cause he pick her up from work every day.
Right.
And I just used to think like, damn, I wish he would have just went and got his grandma instead, type shit.
Because he wouldn't got his grandma, you wouldn't have been in the car, you wouldn't have been there, he wouldn't have been there, and that day would have never happened.
Facts. Yeah. Oh God.
You've seen a lot of tragedy. Your uncle ended up getting killed.
That wasn't my real uncle though.
Right.
But remember I told you like how we like made
like a family
over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got killed when I was in 3rd grade. I remember I think I was asleep, but I was so bad I probably was up. But I remember it was a school night, and I remember just hearing like bum 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 bum. And I remember jumping up. And looking at my window, and then my mama came in the room and just started hugging me, type shit. Started holding me. But I was so young, I think I knew it was gunshots, but some was telling me it was firecrackers.
Right.
So I go back to sleep. And I remember getting up the next, like a couple hours later, like that was probably like 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get up probably like 7 for school.
Right.
And I remember like my mama was ironing my outfit for school and shit. And the news was on. And they was like, I think it was 5 of them that got killed that night. It was like 4 or 5. It might have been 6. It was like the dudes came, they killed Big Boy, which was like my uncle. They killed Swiss Shot and like another one of their partners and like 2 maintenance men. And then I remember like my mama telling me, or it was either my mama or my stepdad, it was like, yeah, they killed Big Boy, woo, type shit. But then when I got older, you know how you replay shit back in your head? I was like, he robbed the wrong person. Cause I remember like all that week, he had went and bought one of them new Tahoes, the Z72 trucks.
What? The Z71?
Yeah, the 2-door Tahoe.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the high end.
Yeah, he had bought one of them. He had, I remember walking down there, cause like when I was young, they used to like give me like little dollars and shit. And I used to like rap, like do little
Freestyle.
3 bars or
Right.
some shit. And they'll give me some dollars. So I remember one time, like that week I went down there and they was like all outside by the Z71, like they was on the truck, chilling on the truck, smoking and shit. I remember I seen like a big ass bag of weed, probably like 5 pounds or some shit.
Wow.
Just bags of weed on the like hood of the car. And I remember one of them, his name was Kevin. He used to have a box Chevy on 23s with the Jordan logo on. I remember him like, man, put that shit up, bro. What the hell wrong with y'all? Put that shit up. But I remember like, I ain't never seen them have that much weed. I done seen them smoke weed a million times. They ain't never had that much weed. So I feel like that's what happened, but I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like that's what happened though.
Hit somebody's stash house, huh?
Yeah, the wrong nigga, and they came back. Cause they chased him. He was in, like, it was some more apartments connected to my apartments, and it was a cut. He got shot in the next apartments.
So he was running, he saw him coming.
In the head once, but he still was alive. And he ran all the way from them apartments, ran like through the cut, cause the cut is like right next to my building. He came through the cut and ran all the way down to the end, like, well, our street, it was a dead end on our street. And he ran all the way to like, well, my cousin Rakim stayed there. And he ended up dying, like collapsing on their front step type shit.
Right.
Oh,
But your 21st birthday, that wasn't the first time you had gotten shot, was it? Was that the first time you got shot?
No, that was the second time. The first time was like on some like bullshit though. It was just like a graze for real. It wasn't just like, no, just, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even go to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it an accident or was someone intentionally trying to?
I think it was an accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
21st birthday, you lose your partner, you almost lose your life. You've gotten grazed before. Your uncle, who's not your biological uncle, but he was raised up with you, so you was considered him an uncle. At what point in time, Savage, do you say, enough of this?
I think like after I got shot.
Cause you got a kid, you got to think of now. You got another life to be responsible for. It ain't just you now.
For sure. I remember thinking about that too, like while I was sitting there. I remember I just kept mumbling like, I can't go out like this, can't go out like this, can't go out like this type shit. And I was just thinking about my little boy type shit.
Did you ever lose consciousness?
Not from what I remember.
Right. You've lost siblings.
Yeah.
You mentioned that I think it's your father had a son that ended up getting stabbed to death, correct?
Yeah, in London, in my grandma's neighborhood. That's why I just shot my last video at. Yeah.
How does one that have experienced death so much, how does one cope with it? It's one thing to know someone's gonna die of old age. We got grandparents or we have someone over there with a terminal illness. Okay, that's one thing. But to see someone lose their life so young, to see a parent bury a child when no parent should have to bury a child. It's supposed to be the other way. The child buried the parent. How does one begin to cope or wrap their minds around death in that capacity?
I don't know. I don't know how I do it. Cause I done had times like where I cry sometimes type shit when I'm by myself and shit, but I don't know. I think you just gotta be built for this shit. Like, you gotta just be built for it. Like, you learn how to like just like move forward in life and just accept certain shit. But it's like, it still hurt though, but
Right.
I don't know like I don't know how I cope with it, honestly.
I read where you said after your brother's death, I took my anger out on you. I wish I could take that ish back.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like growing up, like we ain't really taught like that neither, cause I used to be like kind of jealous of like the relationship that him and my daddy had. I used to feel like my little brother was the son he wanted, and I was the son that he didn't want, type shit. So like when me and my daddy relationship faded, it's like me and my relationship with like that whole side of the family faded, type shit. But like right before he died, we had just started back talking.
Okay.
So it was like me saying that was like, damn, I regretted all the years that we wasn't talking, because I felt like you was like spoiled by my, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you was his favorite type shit. Like he ain't really fuck with me. He wasn't there for me how he was there for you, type shit.
Right.
Like I remember one time, like, my daddy had came to visit. This the only time he ever came to visit. And he had used, like, my mama told him, like, no, my mama, baby, my stepdaddy told my mama, like, they ain't got to spend no money on no hotel while they here. They can come stay with us, type shit. Yeah. Oh, God.
Y'all barely had enough room for you guys.
But shit, West Indians just like that.
Yeah, right, okay.
We'll cram in this bitch. Like, oh, God, we gonna cram in this motherfucker. So they came and stayed with us and shit, and he had brought my little brother with him. And I remember one day, goddamn, he had then took the van. He had took us to City Trends and shit. And goddamn, he only bought my little brother shit. He ain't buy me shit though, type shit. And then I remember, I think my mama and my stepdaddy got to arguing about that because he took too long with the car.
Right.
And my stepdaddy had to go to work, type shit. So I remember just being like, being in the store and like I was like picking out shit and he wasn't grabbing my shit that I was picking out, but he was grabbing my little brother shit, type shit. And I remember like being jealous, like being hurt by that type shit.
Right.
So goddamn, I ain't never say shit though, like that, like cause I was too young. So it was kind of like you know, when you young and you feel some type of way about something, but you can't say nothing. So it's just like, you just eat it.
Right.
So I remember we got home, I remember them arguing and shit. And then I remember my stepdaddy telling my daddy, like, this ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. You good. Like, don't worry about nothing. You didn't do nothing wrong. She was supposed to tell y'all what time I had to go to work type shit.
Right.
And goddamn, I remember my daddy, we go home, we at home now. Well, we walk in the house, cause I think my stepdaddy told my daddy that while we was like in the parking lot. So we walk in the apartment, we go in the house. I remember my daddy and my mama talking and shit. And then I remember my daddy called me in the room and he was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm homesick type shit. He was like, I think I'm gonna leave early.
What?
Type shit. And I remember being like hurt by that too, type shit. And then he left type shit. And I remember that's when I first started like being like, man, fuck this nigga. Like that was my first feeling of like, and my brother.
Right.
That's when I first started being jealous of my brother. Cause I was like, you ain't seen me in years. You done brought my brother out here and bought him all type shit. You ain't bought me nothing.
Right.
Type shit. So I think that's where that like jealousy like came from type shit. But I wish I never did that.
You're a child.
With my brother. But I think I couldn't control.
No, you're a child. That's like anything. I mean, if you got two kids and you buy one constantly, the other child will become resentful of the child that you buy everything for. And the child that you don't get anything, he'll resent both the child and the parent.
Yeah.
So it's a natural reaction, Savage. I mean, that was not something that you could consciously like, you know what, it's okay, you know, blah, blah. That's not how a child minds function.
Yeah.
But it explains why you have the resentment towards your father and you ended up growing, even though it wasn't your brother's fault, but still he was getting gifts and things that you weren't.
Yeah.
And so you resented him for getting things that you couldn't get. And you resented the father for giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the opportunity that, you know, you hear people say all the time, Savage, that, you know, make sure you tell someone that you love them. You don't know when it's going to be the last time, or you might not get an opportunity. And here you sit back and like, man,
yeah, oh God.
The feelings that I had towards him, what I would give to tell him I love you and I appreciate you. And bro.
Oh God. Yeah.
The type of father that you are, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you want to be everything that your father wasn't.
Facts.
To your son, that
Facts.
your father wasn't to you.
Facts. Yeah. But I kind of understand, like, with my daddy, like, I don't, like, I had forgave him for all that shit when I was a child. It
Right.
was more so, like, the reason why we not talking now is because, like, shit that he did, like, as an adult, that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Right.
But, like, I kind of understand, like, your child in a whole nother country. Like, you ain't rich. Right? But it was just, like...
Time doesn't cost anything, though.
Right. But it was, like, other little things. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like... But now, like, with my kids, I be feeling like I don't be doing all the way my job because of my job.
Right.
Type shit. So I be trying to like balance that out, like trying to like, it's like you work to receive, to gain all this success and all the good shit, but it's like, I feel like the best parents, in my opinion, is parents that don't got it all. I feel like broke parents are better than rich parents, in my opinion, because when you broke, you got way more time type shit.
Right.
So you there for like a lot of the shit. Like, yeah, gifts and shit matter, but they don't matter at the same time.
Sometimes all the kid needs is time.
Facts.
Your time.
Facts.
Something that a gift can't replace.
Facts.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before two something.